By the late 17th century, the Ottoman Empire was in a stage of slow decline. However, they still retained goals of immense conquest. So, in 1683, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed IV figured what could go wrong with another attempt at conquering Habsburg lands. Well, if you're one of those losers who leaves the video early, the short answer is a lot. Starting on July 14, 1683, around 170,000 Ottoman soldiers marched into Habsburg, Austria, and immediately besieged Austria's most important city, Vienna. Despite this, the Viennese garrison lasted 59 days under siege, allowing the Habsburgs to build up troops, team up with their Polish-Lithuanian allies, and build up until September 12th. Early that day, Ottoman troops attacked, hoping to interfere with Habsburg logistics. However, Charles of Lorraine made a successful counterattack, which inflicted heavy casualties to the Ottomans. At the same time, the Viennese garrison withstood heavy assaults, yet Vienna never fell. Around 6 p.m., King John III Sobieski of Poland gathered around 18,000 Polish cavalry and ordered the largest cavalry charge in history. At the head of the charge were 3,000 elite Polish cavalry known as Winged Hussars. After 3 more hours of battle, the Ottomans retreated, and Vienna had been successfully defended. The war would go on for 15 more years, despite the fact that the dying Ottoman Empire had suffered around 70,000 casualties in the first battle of the war. With Vienna defended, the newly formed Holy League, now sponsored by the Pope, turned the tables. Except it was a lot less like turning tables and more like throwing the table at the Ottomans. After the Battle of Vienna, Holy League forces went on the offensive to capture Ottoman Hungary and Transylvania. However, progress was halted after a failed siege of Buda, half of modern-day Budapest. On the northern frontier, Poland and Lithuania launched a few campaigns into Ottoman Ukraine, but they were largely unsuccessful and overall didn't contribute much. Austria and Venice opened up a new front in the Balkans, known as the Mauryan War, and Venice was able to launch a significant campaign on the Peloponnese Peninsula. But somehow the creator didn't even add that front. So it turns out I screwed up, similar to how the Ottomans screwed up on August 12, 1687, when they were severely defeated at the Battle of Mohacs. Despite equal manpower to the Habsburgs, the Ottomans faced 5 times the amount of casualties. Due to the significant loss, almost all of Hungary fell, and the advance of the Habsburgs only stopped when winter approached. On July 30th of the next year, the Habsburgs managed to capture Belgrade after a month-long siege. Another significant advance was done by the Holy League, but this progress was undone by Ottoman retaliation in 1690. Another huge setback for the Holy League happened when the 9 Years' War started in 1688. But this video is about the Great Turkish War, so I'm going to sum up the 9 Years' War in 4 words: England versus France again. Yep, that's all you're gonna get. Anyway, as the Habsburgs advanced from Hungary, the Venetians occupied a vast amount of Dalmatia, secured after the Siege of Kent in September 1688. The remainder of Croatia fell in 1691 after the Habsburg victory at Slankamen. Now, I'm gonna be honest, barely anything happens from here to 1697, so I'm going to highlight a single battle. The Battle of Hodau occurred on June 11, 1694, and it's famous because Poland and Lithuania won, despite having literally 1% of the troops as the Ottomans did. Anyway, all of the minor Ottoman victories were overturned on September 11, 1697 at the Battle of Zenta. About 50,000 Habsburg troops went into battle with an Ottoman force twice their size. However, Ottoman leadership was weak and their forces quickly collapsed after an attack by Prince Eugene of Savoy. The Ottomans suffered 30,000 casualties, compared to only 429 Holy League deaths. After 13 years of losses, the Ottoman Empire finally agreed to peace with the Holy League. The Treaty of Karlowitz was signed on January 26, 1699, where the Ottomans lost significant land in Hungary and Ukraine, but finally ended the war after 15.5 years of destruction. Overall, the Great Turkish War was the beginning of the end for the Ottoman Empire. The battles at Vienna and Zenta showed how weak the once powerful empire had become. The war showed that the Ottoman Empire was no longer a significant threat to European stability, and that their military was outdated and practically useless. Anyway, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a like. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.